Hi everyone, this is Debbie. Welcome to vlog number 5. I'm going to be talking about the two sections of the readings that we had to read for this week, and one of them being Colin and Omar by Carla Shalabai. So to begin, Shalabai recounts a time she was in a kindergarten class observing the mentor teacher as she teaches and gives instructions to her students. She noted that the teachers, while giving special instruction to her students before a lesson, did not respond to her students as they raised their hands for questions, especially one of her students, Omar, who was very persistent to have his either question or comment be called on so he can share with the class. She assumed that all the students wanted to discuss the instruction that she was giving and would therefore delay the math lesson even further because I thought they were already behind on time. Um, they came. We came to find out later that Omar only wanted to say how glad he was that Daryl, one of the person that the teacher was given instruction about, was back to the classroom. To which everyone responded very cheerfully. Everyone was saying congratulations to him. This example kind of shows. I gather that Shalabai shared this particular moment of hers with us because she wanted us to, as educators, to understand and see not only our students are as humans first, but ourselves as humans, um, and educators as second, arguing that yes, our lessons are important in the classroom, but also that our acknowledgement of others and remembering that we are humans first is the most important thing. So I really enjoyed reading Shalabai's a little, I guess, discussion about how it makes us human to be in the classrooms with our students, and also being able to recognize the difference between when we have our students be part of the discussion um, and everything. And then the second reading was political teaching politically fraught topics by Elijah Hawks. Looked into the current restorative justice courses that he co-teaches at the local K through 9 through 12, sorry, in his district where he serves as both as a teacher and a principal. Um, as being in both roles, he saw the significant need for such courses as he understood that the potential and positive impact it could have um, not only on students and teachers, but also um, in the communities, in the school system in general. He suggested that restorative justice classes should be taught with the following questions or descriptions in mind, um, as these questions allow students and the teachers to think critically about how the system is designed to serve some students and not the others. So, some of the questions included do schools in our state discipline students fairly? Um, does school suspension have any connections to dropout? This would be in relations to school to prison pipeline discussions. And then, does dropping out of school have any correlation to getting in trouble? Also, as well as how should people with opiate addiction be treated when in custody? So these are some of the questions that were asked throughout the courses, throughout the semester that it was taught. I think it went on for about a year. So 2 semesters in a row that this particular class was taught, which I thought was pretty lengthy for high school. So obviously shows that yes, this can be done in our schools, and we definitely need something like this to continue to occur. Um, their goal when they developed this particular course was to was to reform the school's disciplinary system and how his own schools, and also look into how his own schools functions in the larger school to prison pipeline, I guess, align. He also referenced the following 8 characteristics as having a major impact on the work that they created. Some of them included making the extracurricular curricular, so creating a curriculum that actually encompasses all these things that they wanted to teach the students in terms of restorative justice practices in schools. And another being asking the big questions, which is, doing um, questions like, do our schools and courts treat people fairly? So it kind of, again, encompasses everyone's take or everyone's idea into these. Does it treat people fairly, not just white or black students or just black and white people in general? And another question would be, involve people with positional power. So this would be in order to make the curriculums grow bigger, um, grow larger, that they are involving those that are in power so they're able to support and also make it more popular and out there for it to get noticed. Establishing trust. This is similar to what we talked about in the last readings, where we kind of need students to trust the educators are in the classrooms, just the teachers in general, so they're able to open up to you or to us and talk about the things that are been bothering them or the things that are taking place in their lives. And that way, we're also able to open up and have discussions with them that are that works towards restorative justices and helping the students in general, and then also engage in discussions. So in not just creating a curriculum, but also actually implementing it where students are actually able to participate in the curriculum and practice restorative justices in the classrooms, within the circles, or even outside the classrooms, sometimes somewhere in the communities. Another one was to connect with cops and communities. Again, not just creating a curriculum and just discussing about it in schools, but also immersing ourselves in the communities and working together with community members like police officers and community leaders to be able to kind of make this idea of ours come to life and then become informed and qualified. This would better, I think, this is definitely one of the biggest ones, which is to not only just inform people, but also have them certified in certain things and certain aspects of restorative justices in general. Being informed is a much better idea than just being ignorant. So it's better to have informed students in the communities and none at all. And then the last but not least was the value the faculty's perspective. So not only implementing or actually inputting students' perspective into what restorative justice is, but also having a perspective of faculty members, teachers, and whatnot to be part of it as well. After following those characteristics for their work, they found that over the years, students have been, the restorative justice has been one of the biggest role in identifying some of the things that they can change in their schools. They have begun to reduce the mandatory minimum suspension sentences through the use of restorative justice. Student facilitators do much of the work, and then building on the strong foundation laid by students in the first year. So giving students power to lead discussions and whatnot. Um, I do appreciate his self-reflection in this paragraph about how he doesn't want to delude himself to think that the class that he's teaching, will somehow make a massive change to the system, um, because the more resources needed to be able to carry um, this particular practice to the master. He calls it the master tools. So yeah, while also recognizing that these resources for his classroom can be used, but in a much larger scale. Yeah, that's all I have for this particular reading. I did kind of I left it, but I also kind of reminded me of the short documentary that we watched for last week, or 2 weeks ago, about the restorative justice practice circles in the communities and the classrooms, that and how impactful it is for students to be able to have something like this being used as a replacement for harsher punishments like suspensions and expulsions from schools. So I definitely agree with the majority of what they were saying in this. That's all I have for this reading. Thank you so much for listening. See you in the next one. Bye bye.